Bring me up. Okay, we got somebody. What's going on?
I voted for Trump, man, and I'm from the deep South, man. I voted Democrat my whole life, but if you look at Trump don't really got policies that's really harming us as Black Americans.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So it's not just affecting Black people. It's going to affect us even more. But it's affecting everyone. Communities like ours that are already at a disadvantage, it's going to affect you even more. And Trump is responsible for that. You cannot be mistaken on who is responsible for what's happening.
See, that's the lie that they tell. Like me as a foundational Black American, that 14th Amendment was specifically written for the descendants of slave children, which is us.
We have to acknowledge the fact that we are not the only ones under attack. We are not the only ones that they hate.
Their problem
So
is
if
not
it
our problem.
protects more than just Black people, why would that be a bad thing?
Their problem is not our problem.
That's a selfish mindset, and I choose not to take it.
How long should we fight for everybody, then everybody get all the set aside?
Until everybody is free.
We really benefited from it. We never
look at Blacks for Trump. Look at you. You're on here on this panel defending someone. They don't see any importance in you. This man does not care about our community. That is point blank. That's not up for debate. He is currently.
I'm gonna ask you a real question. Okay, where your family from?
Oklahoma. We've been here since the 1800s, the 1700s, actually, the turn of that century. My family got roots in this American soil is built on our blood.
And you're absolutely right. So why are you caping for immigration? Not our problem,
man. It's about having good character and a good heart. That's what people need. You have the mindset of it's not our problem. I have the mindset of it is our problem. This matters. It's going to affect you. You think you won't be touched?
No, we won't be touched.
All of this stuff is occurring in real time.
What they gonna deport us to? Tell me that. What they gonna deport us to?
They can deport you anywhere, apparently.
Ma'am, I know how they talk to us, ma'am. I'm in Mississippi. You can't fool me.
And I'm in Oklahoma.
Government owe us. They the one that had us enslaved with their military, ma'am.
You want the government to pay you reparations, but you don't want to do what it takes. Trump's not implementing policies. You think he's about to give you reparations, and he's making the cost of living higher by the day? You think he about to give you reparations? No. From the government? This administration's going to give you reparations? I feel like, do you see who I'm over here supporting? I support Kamala Harris. Do you see my hat?
And she's an Indian.
Do you think
she's not even Black?
Do you think I would ever support a Black woman who did not have Black interests in mind? No. I wouldn't even support you. You don't even have our interests in mind. You're coming on here pretending to be Black power. I'm real Black power. That's really what's going on.
Have you ever dated outside your race? Because something's not right.
Next.
Oh, that's what got you quiet. Okay.
No, you still on here, goofball. Go ahead, Terry.
I like what you're saying, but I think it's a little idealistic. Right.
What city are you from?
Chicago.
Chicago, okay.
And Chicago is a very segregated city, right? So even the white people have their own area. Not just white, the Irish have theirs, the Catholic, you know what I'm saying? The truth is the truth, right?
Thank you.
And we do have to.
No.
The truth is the truth. Like,
if you saying that, but you're not talking about the truth, then no.
No, I'm gonna speak the truth.
Okay,
I have a cousin. Our family is not
heard that before.
You heard it before.
No.
You heard it before.
No, I've never heard that before ever.
Okay. What a power lesbian is like she get money.
I didn't know y'all was calling us that.
Yeah, she get money. Like she's older. I don't agree with the homosexuality because of spirituality. You know what I'm saying? I stand on that line. But I love my cousin. And she taught me, she said, the truth can come from a hellish mouth. We can't keep caping for other communities.
Thank you.
Who don't support us back.
Thank you.
The Mexicans is pro-Mexican. The Mexicans is pro-Mexican.
Wait for a second. You've talked. I've let both of y'all speak.
Thank you.
think it's a choice and they think I'm crazy.
But you're black before you're lesbian, right?
No. I'm what before I'm what?
You're black before anything.
I'm black before anything.
Yep.
Exactly. Black people have been on the forefront of every LGBT cause for freedom, for equality. But in reality, there is no choice. I do not get to choose between my blackness and my gayness. That's not how I experience life neither. Other people are already trying to define me for who I am. I just came into this world the way that I am. And you talk about a power lesbian, it's not about money. A real whatever power lesbian is about self-love. People are out here miserable.
I just think that's idealistic.
That's not idealistic.
It's a difference between
people are suffering,
idealistic.
People are miserable. People are tired of fighting. People want to be equal. People feel like, oh, I should be equal for them because I've been fighting. That's what y'all sound like.
The problem I have with the LGBT, right, is the same problem I have with the feminine movement, right? You put that above the black plight. LGBT, my problem
we don't
with that
get the
is...
choice. We don't get the choice to choose.
You gotta choose because
You choose.
it's racist.
No, you don't get to choose.
It's racist LGBT. My
That's
issue
proof
with LGBT...
that you don't get to choose.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, they're still racist. My issue with the LGBT, same with feminism, same with abortion, is that they've turned it as a weapon against us. You know what's killed more black people than anything in America? Is abortion. We lead the world in that number. That's crazy.
You think it's the problem is abortion and not the black maternal health?
I'm saying
crisis?
that issue right there.
Point, but I'm gonna end with this. Kamala Harris.
Thank you.
It just passed. She is the one that initiated the Black Maternal Health Week, bringing awareness to black mothers and the things that black mothers go through in the hospital rooms, emergency rooms, clinics, to highlight the fact that we are systemically attacked. Our children, our babies, our livelihood, our quality of life, our health is targeted. So that number you're talking about
is what
reflects a darker issue. It's the fact that black women are being targeted. And it's a lot of things that y'all say, Black MAGA, I'm gonna call you. Y'all say it,
I'm not
and
MAGA.
it's a real issue. Okay, well, it sounds like it.
Right. I just go with the truth, whatever it is.
You say the same things as them.
I think I'm coming from holy. Kamala Harris, that's what her record has shown.
How could you possibly feel that way when she went out her way during the campaign to, if anybody didn't deserve that, I would say black men didn't deserve all that because y'all hated on her anyway.
We deal with a lot. Black women are not perfect.
I'm bringing up my next guest.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm great. I wish you wouldn't have took him down. I wanted to talk to him about his so-called facts, but it's fine. I get it. It's your platform. It's good.
Nah, girl, I understand. I just couldn't listen to that no more. But you go ahead and you talk.
I couldn't believe half the stuff I was hearing. I'm like, what? It's crazy how it went from black stuff to racism to LGBTQ to Kamala. They want us to be confused while they talking, but they get mad when we're not confused and we can keep up. That's weird. We're not stupid. We're smart. Can we stick to one topic? No, they was not doing that. That is crazy. And I'm talking from a standpoint of a person that, yes, when you look at me, I'm black. You can see that. It's obvious. But I'm also Afro-Latina. But when I say that, I've been told I shouldn't say that because that's derogatory. And I'm like, but why is that derogatory? I'm 42, about to be 43.
Girl, you still got a whole rest of your life to go.
No,
you talking about you
but
old.
it's like genres, new everything. I have to learn that. It wasn't brought up the way I was brought up.
What you're saying is important and needs to be heard by more people. And I won't stop doing this. It's going to be more live. So feel free to follow me. Feel free to follow the links in my bio. I have different accounts across multiple platforms. You can find me with the same information you'll see on here. I will say all that to get to this point. When we are ready to understand that there is no one definition of blackness, then we are going to be ready for the progress we so desperately need. When we're ready to admit that Black people come in all shapes and sizes, all different shades and colors, and we're a spectrum of people. Us, not just Black people, humans, us as a human race, we are a spectrum. And we do not exist on one point. We actually move, and we're fluid. And we're not rigid, and we're not meant to be still. Right. That is why we need spirituality to ground us and to keep us stable, secure, rooted in something, like a tree. A tree is not meant to be still, but a tree is meant to be sturdy. You feel me?
Right.
Our community needs that. Our community needs that awareness of our own identity, and it has been manipulated and interfered with. Our progress as a people and our evolution as humans, our Black skin, our melanin, our culture, our music, our expression of life and soul, being recognized on high levels, but then stigmatized when we do it. You know what I mean? It's so much that we go through.
We're just Black.
We just people.
We're just people, but it's like,
and then we Black people
give us different labels of Blackness when
we can Black. Break down characters of a person from the Myers-Briggs personality test to astrology. We are just complex beings,
right?
And it will be futile to try to understand us 100%. We never will understand ourselves the way that our Creator has understood us enough to make us and bring us into existence.
But we have all different faces and stuff, and with your face and your voice, like, I'm looking at you and I'm like, this could be one of my kids, and she is speaking the truth, and why is anybody like dogging it? I don't get it. I may never get it, but I appreciate it, and you're doing what you're supposed to do. Like, it's so dope looking at you, and you ain't even dulling down at all. My son is in the military, and my oldest daughter, my 21-year-old, she's about to graduate college. So yes, you're doing something. That's why I'm always about this right here, because we got to understand, it doesn't matter the color. It matters the mentality. The mentality got to be on point.
Or it's not the color, it's the mentality.
Yes.
No, that's literally the point.
When is it going to change? It's like...
we need everyone, all hands on deck. This is the time to come together. This is the time where those strength in numbers are most important, because the attacks are wide. That's also what you said earlier about those men and how they were all over the place with their topics and pivoting from one point to the next because they couldn't get one that they were able to be successful with. To be real, they were doing that, but the root of it is the fact that it's so much going on. That is Trump's entire agenda. It's not even his own original agenda. He is a vessel and a puppet.
Right.
For a decade in the making agenda, plan, project 2025.
Right.
And with that reality, even then, those people who support it, they're all over the place and can't keep up either.
Like today, I was like scrolling through TikTok. I was just bored today. I'm scrolling and I'm listening. You're not supposed to be shocked no more. It's 2025. But we got to talk about the powers that be.
When we get to talking about the powers that be, they don't want us to understand that we are the powers that be. They don't want us to understand that it is about the people on a state level who are calling their representatives. Honestly,
they want us to think that we have no power, and that's not the case.
When they're trying to diminish our sovereignty as American citizens, that's when it's most important to utilize your right. Utilize your right to use your cell phone. Utilize your right to use your computer and write up email. Utilize your right to leave your house, to leave your home, and to get involved with the Democrats, get involved with the activists, get involved with the nonprofits in your community. That is what is reflected in our government. And it's not about the label. It's about the work. It's about the goals. It's about the ideals. They were calling me too idealistic. Well, what do you want me to be, pessimistic? No. When has that got anyone anywhere? When we understand as citizens that there are plans and systematic ways that people go about discouraging us from using our voice and using our power, that someone who goes to jail and gets a felony charge and now they're no longer eligible to vote, maybe they can work their way back up and become eligible for voting again. Changing stuff like that. That is also why I respect that Kamala Harris was a prosecutor, that she went inside the system to try to fix the damage and to heal it from within. You know, I believe in that taking that
And that's
route
another thing
to
I
be
heard him
good.
say. He was talking about Kamala Harris done in prison and did everything against the black community. And I'm like, that was already fact checked and torn down.
They don't want to talk about the black men who have testimonies and who are able to be with their families because of her work in California and how her work in California was implemented across the nation.
Good outweighs
I'm talking about smart on crime.
We can't even talk about the bad because the bad was just painted out.
I think what's actually really important now is people reading books.
Yes.
Read books again. They talk about my generation so bad, but I grew up reading books.
I grew up reading books as well. So is our generation of kids not being able to read or know how to read a clock or all this stuff because we're not getting back to education.
That's why they attack education. That's why they're attacking the Department of Education. Look at Project 2025. This stuff is, when she says it's decades in the making, Kamala Harris, just outside her speech, made a whole point to say Project 2025 is just a plan and Trump is just a puppet. And the plan has been in the making for decades. And when she says decades, I'm thinking decades. Or is it close to centuries? Because I'm thinking about how we even split into two parties.
Right.
And going back to that history, when we split into two parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, it was over something so small. Like, I won't diminish the importance of it, but the fact that it caused us to divide in that way. We are supposed to be the United States, but we cannot get this one side to agree that everyone is equal. It's in our Constitution, but it's one side that is struggling so hard to just give their neighbors, give their community space in the same space that they claim that they deserve. They don't want to be fair. Then we have these third-party voters, these people, and even I used to be independent. Even I looked at it as having to choose between two very different things. If you're independent, you might as well go ahead and be a Democrat. Because unless you're independent who doesn't want to, if you align more with a conservative side and you choose independent, it's because you don't want to own up to that. You don't want to own up to being a conservative. Like, if you're going to conserve something good. You trying to conserve the atrocities of our past and repeat them in today's time. No, we can preserve our history. You want to make sure no one ever does this again? Go ahead and do that. But in reality, the Democratic Party is focused on progress. And that's what I realized in the recent election. That's what made me change parties.
You did your research and you made sure you found out what you needed to do. I was like, this can get worse. You how old?
I'm 22.
No, man. No, you're not. She's
I'm 22.
I'm gonna have to ask if I do off camera. And that's the crazy part. See, I don't know. I know, but I don't know about down south states. I'm from New York. But I do know down south states, when it comes to this topic, they have the most. You know what I'm saying? So when I see somebody like you from down south, and you out here doing the work, I'm just so wow. I'm appreciative. I feel like we still have hope. We still have a chance. These young kids ain't playing.
To me, I feel like, oh, I didn't go by the book. You know, I'm not in college right now. I even dropped out of trade school, you know. And I know why people aren't paying attention. I know why people don't go and do the research. I know why people aren't involved as they should be. Because even I wasn't as involved. I said I wish I started sooner. Even considering running for office, well, just looking for the best route to reach as many people as possible.
So you didn't go to college? you didn't go to a trade school, and this is how you talk, and this is how you presenting yourself.
They weren't seeing that they were instigating the problem that they're talking about. They say, oh, black man this, black man that. Here I am, actually caring about black.
Yeah.
If we saw more positive black figures, especially black men, uplifting black women, you get up there to the top, and you're like, oh, it's all about me. And you forget that person who helped you up, that said, oh, okay, you go before me. You forget about the person that fed you, your mama. Get up in these high places. You see black men saying the most heinous and despicable things about black women. That's what I didn't want to keep them up here, and I can hold my own. But at a certain extent, you're not finna use my platform to spread your hatred. No.
And the fact that you're telling me your age and everything about you is like, oh my gosh. Somebody somewhere, I don't know about you, but somebody somewhere did the work to make sure you are top tier. I saw somebody in the comments say she's a mama bear. Yeah, I'm a mama bear. They don't even have to be my biological kids. I'm a mama bear. I wanted to go in here and just bring them by the neck. But you held your own. Good job. And I am so proud of a lot of this young generation that I see.
Encouraging people to do that, that's where you'll find the facts. Because facts are rooted in things that are true. And sometimes they don't always feel good. Like, oh, some people don't like celery. Some people don't want to eat vegetables. Don't want to eat fruits. But that's what's really good for you. You know what I mean? I'm using a crazy analogy, but I wanted to get on the fact that you said it's not about facts over feelings. It's about how they feel. And a lot of times in my life, I had people telling me how I should feel. And then I found out the fact that it's not about what they think, what they want. It's not even about what I want. It's about what I was created to do. It's what I was created to be. And understanding and accepting myself just as the way that I've been accepted unconditionally. People aren't ready to do that.
People are not ready to do that. That is phenomenal. I've never, besides my kids, heard that. Like, that's for so long. I'm like, yeah, I gotta do it my way or the highway. And you have shown me that no, it's a little bit different. I see that. You have shown me that I gotta curve it a little bit. And
we learned that from your generation. We are here to be there for each other. I'm not here to just be here for me, or God would have stopped with Adam. I think about that. We were intended to experience in life. We were intended to experience good quality, high quality living. That comes with accepting the person next to you. That comes with loving them no matter what. They're not ready to address their own faults. And when they are ready, we have men in today's world. We've always had men who were ready, and they don't see themselves as inferior to those men. I don't know why not. The men who are kind, the men who are understanding and caring and compassionate, those are the men who are superior to, the other men. Because it's not about being superior to a woman.
Because it's so much easier. I don't get why it's so much easier for men. I will never understand why it's so much easier for men to just take off and go about their business, and we got to figure it out as mothers. But we do that.
Because the system was set up, so this is the reason. A man and a woman make a baby. Some species, the man's like penguins, the man stays with the baby and the woman goes off. But in our species, it's the man. And we know because the child is more likely to survive with the mom than the dad.
Okay.
So, going on as we evolve and we create societies and cities and towns and houses, and we're not living outside and hunting animals no more, but we can go to the grocery store. It's a question as if she would even get to take that time off to go to doctor's appointments and do what she needs to do to make sure the baby's born healthy. This is going back to that maternal health rate they weren't ready to have that discussion about. Men have been leaving the woman behind. That's why I said they're not ready to lift us up to where they stand. They're only ready and looking out for themselves, and that's why I would say they even got ahead of us to begin with. That's one of the agendas for Project 2025 is to bring back nuclear families. not for our skin color, not for our people, for their people, because they feel it, even though it's really not true. That's how you have people and children born into abusive households and traumatized in that way, growing up and continuing that generational curse of a chaotic and dysfunctional household. These men who are raised in that household with there's a mother authority, a woman, a female authority figure, feeling resentment for the fact that their dad is not there.
What they're doing is based off their trauma, and they don't even realize that what they're doing to their kids is based off trauma.
We are, I would say, frustrated with the fact that we're not allowed to do that, but we have to accept that others need the same thing we do. So it's all about us having the same issues and only making a difference between other people. That's what this is coming back to. The same way you talk about your kids and you're able to say that about them, it's the same way I'm able to do this. Is I come from a mother who is not perfect, but she's a mother who loves her kids.
She did good job. She did a good job. She did a good job.
She did do a good job. She did a great job.
Let her
I be
know.
telling her that. So it inspired me to keep going with this in the way you say, don't ever stop, don't ever stop.
I have yet till today found somebody on social media where my kids have said tap in, and I tapped in and I felt like this is it. Wow, this is it. Oh my God, really? Okay. And I can talk to you. We've been talking. The people that I want my kids to tell me to tap into. You are that. Even if tomorrow or in a few weeks, it's not like millions of followers. It doesn't matter. You're going to get there.
It took your generation going through so much so that my generation could get through it. But as I get older, I'm realizing how close and how much alike we are. Like, we are an extension of each other.
Wait, what'd you say?
Y'all music is better. Our generation, y'all got the good music.
Yeah, we got the good music. You're right. I really appreciate what you're doing, what you're saying, how you are carrying this whole thing. This whole conversation. Never. This Kamala Harris.
I'm not gonna stop.
Or
go
just
join
you.
The live. You gonna be mad at me.
Well, how about you run for president? Shoot, I'm gonna vote for you.
We have Trump in office with his spiritual advisor telling people that if they don't vote for Trump, they going to hell. To be righteous and to follow in God's footsteps and to be a believer is to love people the way Jesus loved. It's to live your life the way Jesus lived his life. Just to try your best every day. You don't have to tell somebody, oh, you're going to hell if you don't believe in Jesus. It's not the point of anything. They're literally going against God's plans. From the Quakers to the Pilgrims, it was rooted in Christianity. The missionary work that they did in Africa while they had slaves in America, and to advise the president of the United States, that's a position I could see.